Alright, so we've got something unusual in the shop today. A friend of mine owns a food vending truck and they do ice cream. And they got a new ice cream cooler and it holds 2-gallon tubs of ice cream. The problem is nowhere around here sells 2-gallon tubs for commercial use. All they can get is a 3-gallon tub. And so it had these racks in it, and as you can see, it's just 2 holes cut in some thin gauge metal. This is probably 16 gauge, and then that's where the tub of ice cream fits, and then it's got a couple of breaks on each side for stiffness. Well, if you can look, this is the size for a 2-gallon. That blue line right there is the size he needs for the 3-gallon. So quite a bit of difference in the tubs. And he asked, well, can you just cut these and to the 3-gallon size? And yes, the answer is yes, I could. But to be honest, by the time I grind it and clean it up to be able to use the plasma table and center everything up and everything, I can just make new ones. So it took me about 10 minutes to set the program up and run it on a test. I've got some material that's 14 gauge and I've got some 20 gauge. So one's a little thicker than what the original was, one's a little thinner. And so I ran a test piece. Now this is rusty, but this is 20 gauge and it cuts good. I didn't have any problems. It bent. I went on and bent it. It bent well. But the problem is, look at how flimsy it is. I'm just worried it's not going to stand up to someone scooping and pushing it around. So I think we'll cut it out of the 14 gauge and make it a little safer for them, or a little more durable. So we'll do that next. Okay, so this is the design. Started off with a rectangle that was 10.5 inches wide by 21.5 inches tall. The holes for the 3-gallon jugs needs to be 9.5, so that's what those are. I put some reliefs in where the break is going to be, just to make it a little easier to break. And then we notched this outer edge. We added 3/4 of an inch to each side for the break, so I think that'll work. Here they are painted. So, got a little bug on there. I think that ought to work good. This is 14 gauge. It's rigid enough and lightweight enough. The holes are the right size, so I think that ought to help them with their ice cream churns or ice cream tubs. You can see where we broke the back of it, and these bugs love that white. You can see where we've got the slit there to help with the break, but I think those will work. So we'll get them to the customer and move on to the next thing.